Welcome to the Complete Story Series, where I take trade paperbacks and single issues and I break them down into digestible bites to help you understand. Today we're going to be covering another part of Deadpool Daniel Way's run. This is going to be when Deadpool went to New York to try and learn how to be a hero from Spider-Man, but I do want to clarify a couple of things. Right now on this channel, we're also covering the Deadpool / Spider-Man storyline that's going on in the current 2018. This original story came out around 2007 to 2010. It is a different storyline and they did not know each other that well. So there you have it. Deadpool's going to learn how to be a hero from Spider-Man. Enjoy. In our last video, we watched as Deadpool contemplated what he should do with his life, and what he decided on was to become a part of the X-Men. Though things did not go exactly as planned, as Deadpool did manage to help the X-Men overcome an issue that they faced with Norman Osborn. Now with no chance of becoming an X-Man, Deadpool decided to go to New York to try to become a hero, just like Spider-Man. It was just like any other day for Peter Parker as he gets off a train getting ready for work. As he steps off the train, a family visiting New York stops him asking if he could take a picture of them. He tells them of course, give him a moment to set the focus. But before he has a chance to take the picture, the camera is snatched out of his hands by someone. Deadpool took the camera and tells the family, "All right, on the count of 3, say Deadpool's the greatest of all time." The wife asks what, and Deadpool snaps a picture, tossing the camera back, telling her, "Because it's true, duh. Dude, try to take that picture, don't quit your day job." As Deadpool walks up the streets, he says, "All right, now I need to find Spider-Man and get his attention. How am I going to do that?" Later that night, Peter goes out on patrol and stops by Mr. Cheng's deli to pick up some milk. As he waits to pay, he starts to notice things are quiet, like a little too quiet. He makes his way towards the back, kicking open the door, and that's when he finds Mr. Cheng dead, along with several other bodies that have been shot. He quickly takes off his costume and calls the police to tell him what he found, and while one of the other officers asks him if he saw anyone suspicious, he can only think of one thing. A short while later, atop a nearby building, Deadpool burps, stating, sorry, couldn't help myself." And Spider-Man swings down asking, "You couldn't help yourself? You're sicker than I thought." Deadpool shouts, "Spidey, what up, baby boy? Haven't seen you since Amazing Spider-Man 611. Out of curiosity, how sick did you think I was?" Without saying a word, Spider-Man begins punching and kicking Deadpool within seconds. Deadpool then shouts, "Holy crap, he's fast!" Just then, Deadpool's thrown from the building and lands onto the streets on his head. Spider-Man jumps down, stating, "That man had 7 kids. He kept a photo of his late wife in the store and moved it around all day so that she would always be in the sunlight." Deadpool then leans up asking, "What are you talking about?" And Spider-Man punches him again, shouting, "Mr. Cheng, the man you killed last night. Tell me why." Deadpool thinks to himself, "Did I kill Mr. Cheng?" And then he says, "All I wanted to do was get Spider-Man's attention." Spider-Man gets ready to hit Deadpool again, and just before he does, he lets out a loud burp. And Spider-Man drops him, stating, "I can't do this. This is disgusting." Deadpool tells him, "I'm sorry, I might be a little sick after all the hot dogs I ate." And then he lets out a loud fart. A short while later, Spider-Man webs Deadpool up asking, "Why? Why didn't you fight back?" And Deadpool tells him, "Because I wanted to check out your moves. You know, so I could be more like you." Spider-Man tells him, "Yeah, right. For your information, I don't kill innocent shopkeepers." Deadpool yells, "I didn't kill that guy." Spider-Man brushes him off, telling him, "Yeah, whatever, save it for the cops." And Deadpool shouts, "Come on! What time was the guy killed? Because I might have an alibi. Just check the paper." Spider-Man calls into Robbie to follow up on Deadpool's claims, and Robbie at the paper tells him, "Yeah, some weird dude with a scarred face was here about 7 o'clock. He wanted to run an ad on the front page, said he could pay $1 million. Just another nut job wanting to meet Spider-Man." Spider-Man hangs up the phone and Deadpool tells him, "It's okay. You can apologize to me after you get me down. I will wait." Spider-Man lets him down and tells him to leave New York. Now. And Deadpool tells him, "Hang on. Was the hit on Mr. Cheng a pro hit?" Spider-Man doesn't respond and Deadpool goes on stating, "I'll take that as a yes. Maybe you could help me fill in the blanks. You know, I have a unique perspective on these kinds of things." Deadpool holds out his hand to shake, but after a moment, Spider-Man shakes his hand, telling him, "Fine, but no killing." A short while later, Spider-Man brings Deadpool to the scene of the crime, and as Deadpool looks around, he says that these angles are bonkers. Whoever did this must have been jumping around like a monkey. Like, Hit Monkey. In case you didn't get it, Hit Monkey's a hitman who's a monkey. Spider-Man stares at Deadpool and Deadpool tells him, "You don't believe me, huh?" And Spider-Man yells, "Of course not." Deadpool tells him, "Look, I'm sorry to say this, but Mr. Cheng must have had some blood on his hands. The monkey only hits hitters. Must have been someone big for him to get involved." Spider-Man starts to walk out, stating that this makes no sense. He's leaving. And Deadpool tells him, "Wait, it's true. No one has ever seen Hit Monkey, but everyone in my line of work knows about Hit Monkey. He's a legend, and he's right here in New York." Deadpool then says, "Okay, we won't be able to just find Hit Monkey. We're gonna have to bait him out. Who do we know that is a high-profile gun for hire here in New York?" And Spider-Man tells him, "You! Meanwhile, across town, a detective arrives at the scene of a murder, begins to go over the evidence, when another officer says that they have a witness. The detective says fine, he'll go talk to them now, just give him a few moments alone. As the detective walks out, the officer questions the witness, stating that he will leave him out of it, and leaves. Once the two men are alone, the detective asks, where's the gun? The witness lifts his shirt, stating that it's right here. So this makes us even, right? The detective says, yeah, just make sure to make that statement just as I said. And that girl causing problems, she won't be making any statements ever. Just don't go around talking to anyone about anything. Guy in there started to run his mouth, and well, you see how that worked out for him, right? Just then the sound of a silenced gun can be heard. It's like a whoop, and the hitman's face is suddenly splashed with blood. He shouts, hey, wait, why do you look so sad? The gun fires 2 more times, and Hitmonkey looks at the crooked cop and the hitman and says, eek. The next morning, Spider-Man jumps down into a warehouse calling for Deadpool to come out, but as he lands, his spider sense goes off. Spider-Man then asks if he's pointing a gun at him, and Deadpool says, yeah, 2 of them. Now prove you're not a monkey. Spider-Man then asks, is it talking enough? And Deadpool tells him, nope, wait, what are you doing? Spider-Man wiggles his thumb, stating, I'm showing my thumbs. Monkeys don't have thumbs. Deadpool finally steps out wearing a maid's outfit, stating, I knew that. So what's up? Spider-Man says, well, last night a crooked cop was shot. And Wade shouts, it wasn't me! And Spider-Man tells him, I know. I was following you last night. However, the strange thing is that at the scene of the crime, there was a bloody paw print. Deadpool yells, see? Validation! It was Hitmonkey. What do you want to do now? Spider-Man tells him, well, that's why I came here to ask you that since, he's after you. Deadpool shouts, save me, Spider-Man! And Spider-Man tells him that this is unbelievable, and Deadpool asks, is it the dress? He then says, okay, we need to set a trap. Now, how would we get Hitmonkey to find us? Just then, Spider-Man's spidey sense goes off, and he says by following him. Seconds later, Hitmonkey jumps through the window, shooting at Deadpool, and Deadpool shouts, ouch! As the two fall back in the ground, Spider-Man asks how bad is it, and Deadpool says that he'll be healed up in about 20 minutes. Spider-Man then pauses for a moment and then says, wait, Hitmonkey can't really kill you, right? Well, yeah, but getting shot hurts. Spider-Man then asks, why don't we just let Hitmonkey assume you're dead? Deadpool tells him, even if we do that, it still doesn't solve the problem that Hitmonkey is still out there. Spider-Man then says, okay, I got an idea. And a few seconds later, he tells Hitmonkey, all right, Deadpool's all yours. Hitmonkey looks at Spider-Man for a moment, and then he turns back, unloading his clips into Deadpool. The two then go out for a day in the town, taking nice pictures and generally having a good, nice day. Deadpool yells, hell with that plan, and he points his gun at Spider-Man. The two begin to struggle, and Hitmonkey jumps back in shooting and ends up hitting Spider-Man. And Deadpool tells him, told ya, getting shot hurts. As the two fall off the supports, Spider-Man swings in, grabbing Deadpool before he can hit the ground. And then he ends up throwing the two of them into a pile of boxes. Deadpool jumps back up, telling him, ha! Nice rescue, jerk. Now it's time for me to leave. And Deadpool runs. Spider-Man gets back up, but he sees Hitmonkey staring at him. Just then, Hitmonkey drops his guns and begins to look at Peter's wound. But before he could fully check it out, Deadpool then springs back up from behind, shouting, take his stinking paws off me! Spider-Man tries to tell Deadpool to wait, but before he can, Hitmonkey jumps back, picking up his guns with his feet, and he begins to open fire on Deadpool. A short while later, back at Peter's apartment, Peter gets patched up and changes into a new costume. Deadpool asks, don't you have like a spider cave or something? Spider-Man yells, no, don't get comfortable. We're just here to change clothes and get back out there. Deadpool says, well, Hitmonkey's probably long gone by now, which is good for New York unless he decides to come back. The strangest part, though, is that Hitmonkey didn't kill me. And Spider-Man shouts, I was shot! And Deadpool tells him, well, not on purpose. Spider-Man then says, yeah, well, it did seem like an accident. And you looked so sad. Like, you regretted what you did. Deadpool then heads to the bathroom and says, since we're partners now, I should warn you about what's going to happen next. Spider-Man then yells, just open the window! And whatever you're going to do in there, don't tell me. Deadpool closes the door and begins to grunt, stating, okay, but don't say I didn't warn you. After several minutes, Spider-Man waits and then knocks on the door asking what's taking so long. After not getting an answer, he opens it to find the bathroom empty and his costume missing. The next morning, New Yorkers across the state read the headline, Spider-Man dies. While the news begins to travel, Spider-Man figured the best way to get answers as to what was going on was to attend his own funeral. Spider-Man then waits and watches as the people arrive, going on to pay their respects, and among them is Hitmonkey. That's when it clicks in Peter's head. This is all Deadpool. Peter shouts gun. Suddenly the crowd begins to panic and run for the exits. One of the officers then asks, how was there a gun brought through the metal detector? And Deadpool jumps up from the casket with guns, stating, easy, I didn't go through the metal detector. Deadpool then tells the officers, there he is, arrest that monkey. But instead of pointing their guns at Hitmonkey, the officers point their guns at Deadpool. Deadpool asks, why are you aiming at me? I'm the good guy. It's the monkey you want. One of the officers laughs, telling him, yeah, right. And just then Hitmonkey knocks the two officers out, grabbing their guns. Before Deadpool can even shoot, Spider-Man grabs him, asking, what the hell? Do you know how much damage you did by faking my death? Deadpool tells him, not really, and Spider-Man pushes them down as Hitmonkey opens fire on them. Spider-Man then says, okay, I'm gonna draw Hitmonkey's fire so that we can split up, and you can have your guns back now. Deadpool looks at his gun and sees the barrels all bent up. Deadpool then yells, well, that's just great. Deadpool gets out from behind cover and charges at Hitmonkey with his bent guns. And just as Hitmonkey jumps up to shoot, his guns are shot up with webbing. Spider-Man then flings Hitmonkey into the wall, and as he slides down, Spider-Man says, okay, take it easy, little fella. No one's going to hurt you. But after a few moments, Deadpool asks, well, aren't you gonna web him up or something? And Spider-Man tells him he's not sure. It just seems so inhumane. And Deadpool asks, what, are you a PETA spokesperson now? That monkey is literally a killer. After a few more moments, Deadpool then looks at Hitmonkey stating, you're right, we're not so different, are we? We didn't ask for this. We were born into this life. Maybe together we can change. Together. How about it? Hitmonkey stares at Deadpool and then jumps down, chomping on his head and grabbing his gun. Spider-Man tells Hitmonkey to wait, and as Hitmonkey pulls the trigger on the bent barrel gun, it explodes in his hand. The explosion knocks Deadpool to the ground, and just then, more officers begin to run and shouting, holy, Spider-Man's alive? And Spider-Man says, yeah, but Deadpool isn't. And the officer says, who cares? He's not a hero. 4 hours later, in the Rikers Island prison, Deadpool says, you know I'm just going to bust out of here, right? And Spider-Man jumps in, telling him, yeah, how about I help you out a little? Peter tells him that he needs to get out of New York and take that psychotic monkey with him. Deadpool asks, so Hitmonkey's body wasn't found? Spider-Man says, nope, now leave. Deadpool then says, it's kind of ironic, right? This town loves you so much, you could get away with murder, but they will never give me credit for so much as helping an old lady across the street. Spider-Man tells him, oh, boo-hoo, I'm a lonely, misunderstood freak in nature, no one loves me. And Deadpool says, wow, it's pretty cruel. I'm just trying to be a good guy. Spider-Man then swings back out of the cell, telling him, no, you want people to love you for being good. It's not the same thing. Deadpool sighs. Yeah, it is. And there you have it, the conclusion to Deadpool learning how to be a superhero from Spider-Man. Boy, Spider-Man was kind of a jerk to Deadpool back in these days, wasn't he? It's a good thing they became friends later, and if you want to watch that series, the playlist is down below. That's where they do become eventual friends. But don't forget, you can always subscribe to our channel to keep up to date in your favorite Deadpool videos, Spider-Man videos, and various DC superheroes. Also, that's it. I like you. Thank you for watching our video. I really appreciate it.